Is Sarada becoming irrelevant? Now, I do want to tell you guys, I don't really think that Sarada as of right now is irrelevant. I feel like Sarada as of right now is arguably the second most important character in Boruto when we talk about the anime. Now, what really gets me worried is the manga. Of course, we do understand that as of right now, the manga is going to be surrounded around Kawaki and Boruto's relationship and how they build towards the future. And if you guys haven't really seen it, yesterday I posted a video about what Ikimoto said during one of his speeches, and he said 2019 is going to be surrounded around Kawaki and Boruto. It's pretty much going to be them. Of course, we do understand that there might be a cameo of Sarada. Sarada might show up for a mission or so, but it's mostly going to be revolved around Kawaki and Boruto. Now, before I get into that, I do want to set the basis for this video and why I really feel a little bit concerned about Sarada. I'm pretty sure everybody here knows the writer of Naruto was Masashi Kishimoto, but he actually said one of his biggest flaws was that he did not know how to write in female characters. And of course, we felt that in terms of the character development of Sakura. We felt that in terms of the overall power level of Sakura. She supposedly had all these abilities, but we've never really seen it. For example, one of the biggest ones, or one of the biggest blunders of Kishimoto's whole career, we've never seen Sakura use Genjutsu. Kakashi always talked about Sakura knowing Genjutsu. Naruto always talked about Sakura knowing Genjutsu. Even Sasuke one time in Naruto Shippuden hinted towards Sakura knowing how to use Genjutsu. But we've never actually seen Sakura use Genjutsu. Just small things like that where you understand that a female character has certain abilities, but you never see them being implemented. And I feel like this right here could possibly be a little bit filtered down to the other writers of the now newer Boruto. And of course, the writers Ikimoto and also Kodachi, they follow in Kishimoto's footsteps, and I feel like Kishimoto's weaknesses might end up being Kodachi's and Ikimoto's weaknesses. And we're already starting to see, I mean, there's multiple times where Sarada is in a fight and she just does not use Genjutsu. This was very prevalent in the Chunin exam. Not only that, there was also times during this current arc right here when we talk about the Hidden Stone Village arc where she does find herself in a little bit of a pickle, but she doesn't necessarily use her Genjutsu. And there's also multiple other things. Now, one of the biggest things I feel like is a hindrance to Sarada is the fact that she didn't unlock her second Tomo. I know it's extremely small, mainly because as of right now, we don't necessarily see the huge difference, but we do understand that she is supposed to be the descendant of arguably a top 3 shinobi of all time. Let's be honest, Sarada should have some very strong genes, and for Sarada to still only have one Tomo, that's a little bit disappointing. Of course, at this time, Sasuke already had 2 Tomos, and at that same age, Sasuke actually got his 3rd Tomo when he did eventually fight Naruto. So, Sarada is already starting to develop extremely slow. Now, some more evidence of the writers basically phasing out Sarada, which is very troubling in my opinion, is in the manga. Boruto has already been said that he wants to train with Sasuke, he wants to be like Sasuke, and of course, Naruto is going to be eventually trained with Kawaki, mainly because Kawaki has a lot of things to learn from Naruto. As of right now, Kawaki doesn't even know how to use any ninjutsu. As of right now, Naruto is basically like the father figure towards Kawaki. Of course, Naruto has said that he wants to keep an eye on Kawaki no matter what. He's probably going to have his real self by Kawaki and have shadow clones do everything else, like the Hokage work and multiple other things. So I feel like as of right now, we can't expect for Naruto to be training Kawaki. And I feel like that pretty much makes sense. As I said, mainly because Kawaki doesn't necessarily have any ninjutsu, and I feel like Naruto was never a character that used a lot of ninjutsu. I feel like Naruto pretty much had a couple core ninjutsu that he really stuck to and really used a lot. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that Kawaki's going to be out here busting out Rasengans and Rasen Shurikens, but I feel like Naruto knows how to use a small amount of jutsus and make them work extremely well. Unlike a character like Sasuke, which has multiple hacks jutsus, especially with his Mangekyo Sharingan and also his Rinnegan, and also another character like Kakashi that has like 1,000 jutsus. I feel like this just makes sense that Kawaki would eventually train with Naruto, and of course, if that is the situation, Sarada probably won't have a person to actually train with, man, because as of right now, I think Sarada's goal person or Sarada's dream person to train with will be Naruto. Sarada does want to become the next Hokage, but that's just another example of how Sarada is being phased out, how Sarada is slowly becoming a little bit irrelevant. Now, another thing that I feel like could possibly be very dangerous to Sarada's actual character, and this is a little bit smaller compared to the other points, but is the fact that Sarada might actually get like Boruto. And of course, to all the Boruto Sarada fans out there, this is perfect, this is right up your alley, but in my opinion, I feel like this does threaten Sarada's ability to get what she wants done, man, because she's going to be constantly worrying about Boruto, what Boruto is doing, where Boruto is. And then of course it's probably going to take some time away from her actually training for herself. One of my biggest fears for Sarada is for Sarada to turn into like a Hinata clone, where it's like every single time we see Hinata in a scene, she's always worrying about Naruto, and Hinata's never really bettering herself or getting herself better. Of course we know that Hinata is extremely strong right now, man, because she got a super crazy power boost out of nowhere, but there's still that fear of Sarada just becoming a Hinata and not necessarily having a huge role in the overall plot of Boruto. And I think that's one of the biggest parts of this video overall, is the fact that Sarada's probably not going to have an individual arc to herself for the foreseeable future. And I don't necessarily think that's going to be a bad thing, but I feel like for a character like Sarada, she needs huge parts in arc. For example, she needs to be the person to rescue somebody. She needs to be the person to be one of the main catalysts to get Boruto or get Mitsuki to get to their goals, things like that. And of course, there is that downside of Kishimoto's main weakness of writing in female characters, and of course that could possibly be trickled down to Kodachi and Ikimoto. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I might be overreacting. Let me know what you guys think. Is it possible that Sarada might actually become irrelevant? But it's been your boy Bar B, and we out.
It's a knife.
Check my clock, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols. Reaming my body, clothing no issue. Bitch, you look sick, you need a tissue. You drop a body, I just might bless you. I'm metrosexual, no high cholesterol. Where's Jenny Craig? Bitch, just get sexual.